honest to yourself. She's moved on. Meanwhile, you're out there just walking the streets at night, alone, in a river of darkness.
Slipped away. What if I kept going? What if I don't get off tonight? What if I ride this to the edges, through the darkness to the light? Could I find you there? Could I find you there if I slipped away? What if there's no answer? We're all just hearts that have to fight through the dangers of the rapids, through the darkness to the light. Could I find you there? Could I find you there if I slipped away?
Well, it's Monday. Welcome in. I hope everyone's doing well. It's we're getting down to the wire, and I'm realizing how much I still have to do, and it's starting to get overwhelming. Week and a half before I leave. Really interesting stuff here. I still need to set up some things on my laptop. Next week, I'm hoping to be able to do a couple test streams from the laptop. It might be very scuffed, but for now, we're still on the old desktop here. It's looking more and more like I'll be reinstalling the operating system and doing all of that maintenance when I get back in the spring. Wait. End of February is like still winter, right? I think so. So there's something weird. So I'm listening to Lo-Fi Girl, as I usually do. Normally I'll listen to the synthwave channel that they have, but I've been swapping back and forth between that and the original Lo-Fi Girl channel, and something's happening on the channel. It looks like there's a third channel now, and both of the studying people that they normally have are gone. So I have no idea what's going on now. I love that Lo-Fi Girl channel has lore to it. It's so funny. I do miss the they used to have a sleep channel where it's like lo-fi beats to sleep and relax to, or something like that. What's this one? To relax, let's study to is the one that they have now, which is the classic one. But they used to have one that's like sleep or chill to, or something like that. You'll be gone for a while? Yeah. So next week I am temporarily moving to Japan. Because I like setting money on fire. I'll be there from the end of November all the way through the end of February. Basically staying as long as I can on a tourist visa, which is 90 days. It's just shy of 90 days. Yeah, it should be fun. I'm very nervous, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping to do as much like Japan focused content as I can when I'm over there. Hopefully I can do some live streams. Not so much focused on myself because I'm a VTuber, but showing off the places and things that you can explore in Japan. I'm very excited for. Lucius, welcome in. So you're gonna play some WoW today, huh? No. Specifically the title says the only content creator not playing WoW. It's so funny. I'm like looking around, but that means the opposite. Huh? Wait, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. No, I'm just advertising the fact that I'm the only content creator not playing WoW right now. Because it's the truth. Literally everyone else is playing WoW. And if you find somebody that's not playing WoW, they're still playing WoW. Suika game? No, it's WoW. It's such a weird arc. I don't know how it happened. Snuffy's playing Monster Hunter Rise. Ooh, that's different. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm looking at what else people are playing. I've still got on my follow list. I've still got a couple Suika game. I've got a bunch of just chatting. one Tarkov, a couple Lethal Company. Tectone's playing Valorant for some reason. Oh, he's part of that. He's part of that. There's like a $10,000 event going on right now. Ew, Valorant. Ew, gross. Ew. There was a reason why all WoW players migrated to Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, WoW's back. There's a huge group of large content creators that made a guild in hardcore WoW. So like the one with permadeath, where you if you die once, it resets. You have to create a brand new character and start over from level 1 again. So I don't know what triggered this, but there's so many people playing classic WoW right now. Like some aren't playing hardcore WoW, some are just playing classic WoW, but it's just like I never was a WoW player to begin with, mostly because I couldn't afford the $15 a month back in the day. I was a Guild Wars player. I played Guild Wars because I could buy the game and then play it. I freaking loved Guild Wars. Yeah, so does the Soda Poppin' from OTK is the guild leader. So I'm assuming he had something to do with the start of it, but I haven't really looked into it. Though I've enjoyed some of the content around it. People being really dumb. Thanks for the hydrate. I grabbed that. Took a drink. But yeah, it should be yeah, I don't know how things are gonna go. Like I was saying earlier, we have, so it's Monday the 13th right now, as you can see above me. Oh no. All right, 14 squats. All right, we can do that. $14 squats. All right, I gotta remember that. 14 squats. I'll get up and do that in just a second. Listening to Aethel talk about the feeling he needs to play it, feels bad about not playing it, makes me feel gross. Yeah. See, that's the thing that's really frustrating about MMOs, especially things like WoW and like hardcore. Like you're not only is it a huge commitment to like, you remember when everyone was playing like Minecraft Bounce SMP? Like you felt like, you could tell the content creators felt like they were enjoying it for sure, but you needed to go in like once a day and like interact and like play around and like do stuff and build out your house and have fun with that sort of stuff. But when you turn that into an MMO, specifically WoW, where the end goal is to go raiding in hardcore with the entire guild, or like at least a good portion of the guild, like that's so much time, that's so much pressure. Like I can't even imagine. Developed a hatred of obligations. Yeah. I definitely would. I would get sucked in for sure, but I don't want to be that sort of person. I can't. I wouldn't want to commit to something like that. It just sounds so crazy. WoW felt so limited. Really? You think so? I mean, as a content creator, it's literally paying you money. So it doesn't, like, the people that are in this guild and doing this, it's just like they just have to click the stream, like turn on the stream, do the thing, and it does pay them money. So like, I understand, like, it's the new thing. A lot of people are just gonna do it because it's the popular thing as well. Final Fantasy 14. Oh yeah, you can switch classes on a single character, right? You can level up each class on your character, right? It's not like you have to like restart it at 0. Yeah, you can have each class leveled on one character, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. I've watched Night Choreo play Final Fantasy 14 a little bit, like not a whole lot, but it's definitely interesting because I've seen some raids where they go in and she'll choose a different class, and she's like, oh, my gear for this class isn't too good. Or, oh, I haven't leveled this class that I need enough. But that's pretty cool. I like that about Final Fantasy 14. But again, I have an aversion to something that I have to pay monthly for. Again, I am also a gacha player, and I've spent hundreds of dollars on gacha games. But a reoccurring like $15 a month or whatever is pretty much the same thing, right? Even sub for so long you get a discount? Really? That's cool. I know, I'm pretty sure they're both the same, right? They're both about 15 bucks a month. 2015. Nice. Dang, almost 10 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. New Nameless Honor tomorrow? Yeah, I'm excited for new Star Rail content this week. Very excited. Is it tonight with that we have maintenance? I'm pretty sure it's tonight we have maintenance. Yeah. So hopefully I can get everything that I need to done. We'll just speed run using up all of our points and that sort of stuff once we get in there. I think it's like 6 or 8 o'clock my time. You did preloads. I'm literally preloading right now. I'm literally preloading right now. Wave, your name, the color that you chose for your name is basically invisible on my screen. I don't know if it's my eyes or if it's my monitor, but the blue in your name blends in almost perfectly. It's like an optical illusion with the gray background that I have. That's so funny. Yeah, your red, the red stands out. But yeah, like blue or black or like dark gray or any of those colors are like hard to see. I'm not a crazy person. I don't have it in light mode. I'm not an insane person. Oh, now you're green. Okay. That's funny. So the lean flavor of Gamer Subs, is it really the flavor that we thought? Like that she said in the beginning where it was like an Arnold Palmer? Because that's interesting. It's peach Arnold Palmer. Interesting. Because Arnold Palmer is sweet tea plus lemonade, right? So it's peach plus, it's peach sweet tea plus lemonade. Interesting. Now Wave's just doing all the colors. I think I could probably make a similar flavor because I have Kaho's tea flavor, and I also have the lemonade flavor. So I could probably just do like a scoop of each and I would get something similar. Tips, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. How are we? We're doing well because we're not playing World of Warcraft. We're doing excellent. But you could be. No, I'm doing well because I'm not playing it. You're walking to your staff kitchen right now, so you might make. Oh, of course, whatever. Oh, speaking of, I don't know why what I'm speaking of. Or get isekai by a truck. Speaking of getting isekai, I have some squats to do. There we go. That works better. That works better. All right, I have 14 squats to do. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nice. Thank you for that. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be forcing myself to walk every single day in Japan. I'm gonna walk so much, even though it's wintertime. I swear it. I'm gonna be my goal is to eat all the food but also lose weight while I'm there, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm the same way, Tip. Sometimes you just want to be in another world through whatever means necessary. The Apothecary Diaries. Is that a new one? Let me check. It's new, yeah. It's good. All right, let me add it to my list. So, I have a bone to pick with frickin' High Dive. I tweeted out about this. I tweeted out about this a while ago, like a week or two ago. But High Dive is a competitor to Crunchyroll, right? So they've licensed anime and that sort of stuff. But their app on Android specifically. I watch everything over Chromecast, okay? So if I can't Chromecast from my phone to my TV, I'm probably not gonna watch whatever it is. And guess what is not available for Chromecast from High Dive? My Eminence and Shadow season 2, specifically season 2. You can Chromecast season 1. You can Chromecast any other new anime this season. It's literally only My Eminence and Shadow season 2, which is basically the only thing that I care about on High Dive this season. And I'm so freaking pissed off about it. It's like, how else am I gonna watch this? On my phone? No. It's so frustrating. All right, I'm adding. Oh, there's a new Shangri-La Frontier. Wow, that's a high score. Holy crap. That's a high rating. Yeah, I've never seen anything in the app or on Crunchyroll.com that's been rated a 5 before. All right, I've added it to my list. I will check it out. Probably after stream, I'll check it out. Should be fun. Okay. There we go. You have Roku TV, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, if you have something that has like the apps built in, that's not too bad. However, I still say that Chromecast is the best of that sort of technology because it's so much easier just to like choose something on your phone and hit play and just send it to the TV or whatever device you want to watch it on, right? Because if you have like a smart TV or Roku or something like that, you have to like type in what you're searching for with the little remote and that sort of stuff. I guess it's fine once you like get it set up or whatever, but it's so annoying to use the like on-screen keyboard and that sort of stuff. It's so annoying. You're doing a watch along party for Made in Abyss this week? Oh my god, do you enjoy punishment? I know we were talking about that last week. Oh my god. Yeah, we're talking about, I still haven't seen the movie or the second season. I know there's a third season coming out as well. But yeah, I just don't want, I just don't know if I can relive that show. And I know it gets worse, I guess. I know that it continues to have like similar themes as the show goes on. So it's like You may invest in a Chromecast. You hate your smart TV. Yeah, if you've never used Chromecast before and you have an Android phone, specifically an Android phone, I don't think you can Chromecast from iOS from an iPhone. But if you specifically have an Android phone, I highly recommend trying out a Chromecast. You can get them used, like check out your local like Goodwill or pawn shop or something, and you can find a Chromecast for like $10 or less. Just buying DVDs. Right? Easy DVDs. So the problem with that is they take up space. I have way too much physical media, and I hate that I have so much physical media. I really do. It's actually the worst. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm fine with physical media. I really like it. Like, I have a bunch of series that on like Blu-ray or on DVD that I wouldn't be able to stream easily online. But then when I want to watch them, I have to like get up off the couch, swap the disc in my DVD slash Blu-ray player slash PS5. You know, it's like do I really want to exert myself that much just for a show? Usually the answer is no. Clever, how's it going? Welcome in. I saw Clever earlier today. Over in Thrimbus's stream this morning. So what's that? 7, 8, 9. All right, so I have 10 days. I'm dead. I have 10 days. I'm dead. I know I'm gonna forget something. I know I'm gonna forget something. It's so frustrating. Yep, 10 days till I leave. It's so like I don't want, like, I have a week off of work once I get there. So I have because I'm leaving on Thanksgiving, right? Let's see, was it? Yeah, I'm leaving on Thanksgiving. So I have from that Thursday all the way through the next week off, just to like acclimate and like have some fun and get the apartment set up and that sort of stuff, right? Make sure it's not your passport or you won't make it far. I know, right? That's like the worst thing that could ever happen. So I've got a little stash of stuff that's like super essential that I've already got like basically half packed. So we'll see. We'll see. I also need to double check because I remember I think I said this about my trip to Vegas. So I have pre-check and global entry, which global entry won't really do anything until I come back from Japan. But having the pre-check on your ticket is super nice. So but when I went to Vegas, for some reason I forgot to add my ID for the pre-check stuff, and it was almost like a big problem. So I need to make sure that all of that is up to date on my tickets for Japan. I keep forgetting to do that. Hope you have the bestest of times. Thank you. I'm hoping I can share as much of it as possible with y'all. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, I just want to share, like, I want to share at least a little bit of why I love the country. And I'm hoping that this experience doesn't sour me from Japan. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just gonna eat out a lot. I have a little kitchen, but I'll probably just eat out mostly. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is go to a nearby like secondhand store. I need at least one monitor. I need a power strip and I need a webcam. And then I want to check the prices on iPhones. I want a new iPhone. We'll see though. Eat everything. I know for a fact right now that I won't be streaming the last week of the year and the first week of next year. So like December, yeah, so like from Christmas through the end of that week, and then from the 1st through the 5th, that all of that. Do you have your adapter for the outlets? You don't need one in Japan. They use the same standard as us. They just use their is it voltage is less? But most of our devices will work no problem over there. Coming over here, you need a what is it called? It's like a transformer or something. You need to step down the voltage, otherwise their electronics can fry if you plug them into USA outlets. It's like, that's why, like, if you import like a kotatsu with like a heater or something, you need a transformer. Yeah, step down transformer. Thank you. I've had on my Amazon wish list, I've had a kotatsu and a step down transformer on there for like the past 8 years. And the kotatsu itself is like $180 and the transformer is like another 70 or something like that. And I've just not pulled the trigger. Love how dangerous our electrical system is. I mean, it's fine. It's just a lot more powerful than theirs. So like, you can still get electrocuted from their outlets, you know? But yeah, they use the two prong outlets that we have. Though if you're in an older apartment or an older space, one thing that they won't have is the ground. You know how a lot of our like more powerful electronics have like the ground pin, so it's like the third prong in an outlet. They don't have that over there. They just have the two prongs, so there's no ground. Like, I'm sure the outlets themselves are grounded in some way, but UK use 3-prong. When you go to Europe, they have 2-prong. Yeah, I've noticed that. I was gonna do a trip. I was gonna do a trip to Europe, so I bought like a multi adapter. But that trip got canceled like a number of years ago. So I have an adapter that does European and UK plugs, and it's just never got used. It's just been in my drawer for like almost a decade. It makes sense to bring your adapter set for sure. But yeah, for us specifically, I'm pretty sure Canada as well. I think the US and Canada all use the same. I think North America is all the same standard, if I'm correct. Canada's the same, yeah. It's been so long since I've been to Canada. I'm like just far enough away from the border that I wouldn't be able to do like a day trip to Canada. So like I need to like do like a long weekend or something. But I would love to go to Canada again sometime. It's another thing that global entry helps with. Used to visit friends in Vancouver all the time. It's quite a drive. Thankfully, the West Coast is very pleasant to drive up and down. If you want to take, like, if you want to extend a single day's drive to multi-day, like, just drive up and down the coastline on the West Coast. It's gorgeous. And I don't pretend that I understand electricity very much. 240 devices draw less amps. I don't really know what that means. I know 240 is higher than 120, which is, I believe, what Japan uses. I believe Japan uses 120 or 160. Let me see. Japan electrical outlet. The voltage in Japan is 100 volts. Wow. So voltage in Japan. Oh, okay. I was getting it confused. Japan is 100 volts. North America is 120 volts. Central Europe is 230 volts. That's crazy. We're 230, yeah. The frequency. So this is something that's really interesting about Japan, that I remember reading, but I'm just like relearning about it right now on this article that I'm reading. The frequency of electric current is 50 hertz in eastern Japan, including Tokyo, Yokohama, Tohoku, and Hokkaido. However, it's 60 hertz in western Japan, including Nagoya, Osaka, Kyoto, Hiroshima, and Kyushu. However, most equipment is not affected by this frequency difference. A possible exception are timing devices such as clocks. So if you have a clock, if you have a clock in Tokyo and you take it with you to Kyoto, it'll run at a different speed. It's so funny. It's just like the Japan has a lot of like east-west differences, which is really odd. It's like how the yeah, good luck with it. Imagine taking a full-blown alarm clock with you, plugging it in. So a lot of people assume that the train systems in Japan are all like government-led, like government maintained and that sort of stuff, just like it is in a lot of other countries. But while the government did help, they're all private companies. And there's actually, I believe, 4 different rail companies in Japan. Let's see, how many rail companies in Japan? There's 16? There's 16 major companies. I was thinking of the 6 JR companies. That's what I was thinking of. Japan Railways Group makes up 6 of them. Which is, it's just crazy. That's why, like, if you go and you get like a JR pass, you have to specifically get a JR pass for the region of Japan that you want to travel. That's why you can't use some passes on some lines. Yes, it's really dumb. That's why, like, a lot of people are like, if you go to Japan, get the JR pass. Get the JR pass. Get it. It's super worth it. It's super worth it. Yeah. So the JR pass is only worth it if you're doing more than one trip and you're going further than one hop. Or like, so like if you're only going from Tokyo to Kyoto / Osaka and then back within a week, or really any, it's only going to cost you about $200. If you go to Hokkaido, that's going to cost you about $300, like $200 to $300 one way on the Shinkansen. So the JR pass, which is minimum, I think right now it's just under, it's like $350 to $400 for a 7-day. And then you can extend it up to You can get up to like 21 days on there. But it goes all the way up to like, I think it's like $650 for the 21-day pass, something like that. It's expensive. But if you're using it for multiple trips in the same like region, right? So like Western Japan, like from Tokyo to the west, it's probably worth it if you're going to multiple locations, especially if you're going all the way down to like Hokkaido or Kyushu or something like that. It's super worth it. But if you're only doing like a single hop, like to Osaka from Tokyo, or from Tokyo to like Sendai and then back, it's not worth it for the money. So it all depends. Plus, okay, so here's another thing about it, right? Something that a lot of people don't understand. So for anyone that doesn't know, the JR Pass is a physical booklet that you get. Generally you would, once you get off your plane, you like walk over to a JR. It's like a specific like storefront or whatever in the airport. And you can go there, and you have to be a foreigner, and you have to generally you have to get it beforehand. So you have to like apply for it beforehand, and you can either get it shipped to you or you can pick it up there. But what sucks about it is you can't use it yourself. You need to go to a JR help desk, and you need to be like, all right, I want to go from here to there on this day. And then they go like, all right, well, here's your options. You can choose this, or this, and you have to make the choice then. And then you're like, okay, well, okay. However, if you're not using the JR Pass, you can just go to, you don't have to interact with a human. You can go to any of the terminals for the Shinkansen, and you can say, all right, I want plug in, like, I want this with this at this time. And then you can just buy your ticket there, one way or round trip. And it's a lot simpler. I hated being shackled by like requiring me to walk in physically to a specialty area and be like handheld through the process of booking my tickets when you have a JR Pass. I did not like that at all. I felt like it was really limiting. But again, if you're taking like a longer trip and you're going far, then it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I'm still surprised at how expensive they are nowadays, though. You just rented a car while you were there? Wave, I don't trust myself on the roads. So I love driving. Give me a car and tell me to drive somewhere for like 8 hours or something. I'm totally down. I love driving. It's the best thing. However, I don't trust myself in a foreign country where I'm driving on the opposite side of the road. I'm just gonna avoid that as much as possible. Just no thank you. Maza, welcome in. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, also I'm pretty sure you need an international driver's license, which I've never really wanted to apply for or go through that process. The roads in Spain are crazy. I can imagine. I think the roads are super narrow and stuff too, right? You can't drive more than a few hours at a time. Yeah, that's a problem too. That sucks. And yeah, that's specifically, so like the road signs, like there's a lot of one-way streets, there's a lot of road signs, there's a lot of like just traffic laws that I just don't know. A standard driver's license is good for a few weeks. Really? Because all right, I'm gonna look this up. Because I'm like 95% sure if you're a United States citizen and you have a driver's license, that is not good enough to drive in Japan. You need an international driver's license. I'm looking it up. An international driving permit issued by the United States by the American Automobile Association is required for short-term visitors who drive in Japan. These must be obtained prior to arriving in Japan and cannot be obtained once in the country. So, like, at least for United States citizens, it's dumb. So, Wave, I actually freaking love relying on the train system. I like, give me public transit. As much as I enjoy driving, just take away all the cars. as long as the public transit is as on schedule and reliable as it is in Japan, I have absolutely no problems relying on a train system. The problem is if you want to go like to rural areas, then it's either impossible without a car, or it's gonna take you like most of a day to get there via like slow local trains. Oh yeah, I'm talking just in Japan. Like literally. Like there's a few cities on the West Coast here that I'm familiar with that have fairly good public transit systems. Like I know, so Seattle has a fairly reasonable like subway and that sort of stuff. And they're actually, they're expanding it right now. But it's funny if you use it because like basically no one uses it. Like their subway stations are completely empty all the time. Portland has a pretty good one as well. But like then you have to deal with like homeless people and stuff on that. So here's another thing that's interesting about like Japan and stuff is they're very like the stations are gated. So like you don't prepay for your ticket or whatever most of the time. But in order to get into the station, you have to swipe your card or buy a ticket prepaid or whatever. And then you can get through the turnstile, go down into the station. You know, that makes sense to me. But a lot of places in the US that have public transit, they're not like that. So like New York is like that, where there's like a gated area where you have to pay and then you can pass through into the station, right? But places like there's some stations in Seattle, there's some stations in Portland where, and in a few of the California cities that I've been to as well, where you can just walk onto the tracks if you wanted to. There's a station, there is no barrier to entry. You can just walk up to the platform, and it's almost like an honor system where they have like a little scan thing where you walk past and you can scan your ticket or whatever. It's really, really weird. I don't understand that at all. All the bigger stations are gated. Yeah, exactly. Like I think that's how it should be. At least have the turnstiles. at least have the turnstiles. Because like even in like one of my favorite stations that I go through a few times every time I go to Japan is it's in Kyoto, the Fushimi Inari Shrine area, where like you climb up the mountain through all the torii gates and stuff. And that station that you have there, the closest train station to that whole area, it's just a platform. There's no, like, you don't go underground, you don't do anything like that. There's no massive gates or anything around it. However, they do have the turnstiles as you're walking up. So in order to like get onto the platform, you still have to like swipe a thing and then pass through the gate, or like you have the option to like jump the gate, but then there's like security and that sort of stuff, right? Whereas a lot of stations in the US that are like the same amount of rural as that, you just walk onto the platform. There's no turnstile, there's nothing. So then you run into the issue where you have people just like freeloading and just like walking onto the train, or like living on the train. And yes, while they do have conductors or whatever that are like checking tickets every now and then, it's not a consistent thing. So it's like a gamble every time you take public transit in the US, whether you're gonna get bothered by people or not. which is I don't like it. I had a very traumatic experience on public transit here in the US. So while I'm a very big proponent of it, I think we could still do things better. Give me the Japanese style platforms, please. That was the problem in New York. People jumping the gate and or employees access gate for others and made them lose a lot of money. Interesting. Okay, that makes sense. I know when I was in I've been to New York like three times, something like that. And every time I needed to use the subway, you go down the stairs and it's basically like a jail. They had floor to ceiling like iron bars, and you had to pass through like a huge turnstile in order to get in. Which, like, I understand why they would do that, but it's just funny. Your ex who lives there dislikes taking the subway a lot. It was pretty chaotic. I didn't really like taking the subway in New York a lot. That's the other thing is, right? Like it's very, very clean and orderly in Japan. Like, people take care of their surroundings for the most part. There's no trash anywhere. Stations are properly staffed. You know, there's like, the funding is there. The maintenance is happening. You know, people are conscientious. Whereas like every time I went into a subway station in New York, I felt like I was gonna die in like 4 different ways. I mean, there's no trash cans anywhere in Japan, basically, which sucks. It really does. You basically have to take your trash with you, but people care enough to actually do that. There's only a few areas in Tokyo where like trash piles up, and those are the ones with like a lot of nightlife and drunk people that are too drunk to care. Been in places where it felt like you could catch an STD by breathing the air. Oh my god, just another reason to be masking up everywhere. Just get an N95 mask just like installed on your face permanently. Ugh, gross. That's another cool thing in Japan is I was so weirded out the first couple times that I went there when you walk around and you see people wearing masks outside. I was so weirded out. I was like, why? What is this? What is happening? And then like somebody explained it where it's like, well, if you're sick, you wear a mask so that you don't get other people sick. Like if you're sneezing and dribbling everywhere and hacking up a lung, you wear a mask so that you don't get other people sick. And I'm like, oh my God. Imagine. Wait, we care about the people around us? Huh? Wait, we're not just supposed to sniffle and hack up a lung next to 10 other people in public transit? Walking down the street? And yeah, I'm still like I said, I'm West Coast, and most of the places that I go, I'm the only one with a mask on. I went to a concert the other day. I think I saw 2 other people with masks. There were probably 200 plus people there. It's just I don't understand. I don't get it. Like if I was really conscious of it, I just wouldn't go out in like crowded places. but I can't make myself do that. I still need to do stuff every once in a while. Yeah, in crowded places. Like if I'm going to like a concert or I'm going shopping and I know it's going to be very, very busy, for sure. If you talk to a random stranger, you think you shot someone in Japan. Huh? Can you rephrase that? I don't understand what you're saying. If you talk to a random stranger, you think you shot some. Oh, is it just because you're supposed to mind your own business? Like talking to people. Talking to people is super rare. Everyone just sort of like keeps their head down. Is that what you're talking about? Okay. I was like, what is going, huh? Yeah, that's another, it's kind of nice. It's like, for the most part, people leave you alone and they want to be left alone, which is that's how I prefer life. I would like to be left alone and I will leave everyone else alone. However, every time that I've had an interaction with somebody, yeah, don't worry about it, babe. Every time that I've had an interaction where somebody in Japan, like a Japanese person, reaches out and is like starts asking me questions or starts trying to talk to me, they're always incredibly kind. They're super like engaging, super great to talk to. I haven't had a bad experience. So it's like one of those things where it's like you don't talk, but if you do, it's generally a pleasant interaction. I know that on trains specifically, it's common courtesy to stay quiet on trains since most people are tired from work. Yes. Yeah, in Japan, if you take the transit, if you take like a bus or a train or whatever, you cannot talk on the, well, you can, but you're not supposed to talk on the phone. You're not supposed to have your volume up watching a video. You're not supposed to be speaking to somebody next to you very loudly. You just want to be very soft. Don't bother other people. Which is like the complete opposite around here. Whereas like someone is always blasting music. Someone is always talking loudly on the phone. And there's just nothing you can do about it. There's just nothing you can do. You know, there's someone tweaking down the aisle. You know, it's just like, what are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do. Bringing your bullhorn just to yell at people. There is one thing about the Japanese public transit system that's giving me worry, and that's there's apparently an IC chip shortage, or like an NFC chip shortage right now in Japan. I don't know if it's worldwide or not. I don't know if it's worldwide, but in Japan, most people will have a credit card sized card that you charge up with cash, and then you use that to get through the turnstiles. And then so you swipe it when you go in, and then you swipe it, or you tap it. It's like it's a tap. There's no physical contact needed, but you tap it when you leave, and when you leave, it automatically does the calculation. So it's like, all right, you entered at this station, you exited at this station, so we'll deduct this much for the fare, which is really, really convenient. Very, very awesome. However, right now there's a shortage in the chips, the wireless chips that you use for those cards specifically, and they've stopped selling the cards for people that are like just looking to get like visiting or whatever. There are some specifically for visitors, but you used to be able to get like full-blown like actual cards when you went to Japan, and then you could reuse them year after year after year. So thankfully I still have mine. But apparently there's a shortage. So if you go, you're gonna have to either get a temporary one for like specifically for visitors, or you're gonna have to get one used, or it's such a pain. I don't know what they're doing. You were with a friend on a train this one time, and a loud lady was animatedly talking on the phone. I asked her to put it on speaker because you wanted to hear both sides of the conversation. Ma'am, I'm invested. That's so funny. So wait, what? What? I don't. Oh, I want to know. Okay, that's what they were talking about. The con. Yeah, I got there. But okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing that's very annoying to me. All right, if you have an iPhone, if you have an international iPhone, you can add, I believe Suica and Passmo are the two largest IC card, which is like the transit card providers. You can add both of those or either of them to your phone, top them up with Apple Pay, and tap your phone at the turnstiles to go in and out. However, if you have an Android phone, it's basically impossible to add one of those to your phone. It's theoretically possible to add one to a foreign Android device. However, there are like 18 million steps, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, depending on what phone you have. But if you have an iPhone, it's pretty easy. You don't need the card. You just add it to your Apple Pay, and then you can just tap your phone at the turnstile. So that's really nice. If you make a mistake, the foreigner card is an awkward moment saver. Oh yeah, absolutely. Again, it's the whole thing where it's like, as long as you're respectful and you ask for help, or you let them know that you don't know what to do in a certain situation, most people are going to be kind. Unlike here. Unlike here. How does eSIM work over in JP? Most modern phones will work in most countries, so Japan's like pretty easy for that. As far as I know, the most popular thing for foreigners to do in Japan is to get a pocket Wi-Fi, which is basically like a it's a like a mini Wi-Fi device that connects to the cellular network in Japan, and it broadcasts a Wi-Fi signal that you pair your phone to, and that's how you get internet. The dongle, yeah. However, you can just use go get traveler's checks. Oh my god. You can do eSIMs. I think most modern phones can do an eSIM. I haven't done that myself though. However, you can also get, like, I know AT&T. If you have AT&T or like any one of the major carriers, you can pay for international data. However, it is expensive. It is very expensive. So what I did is I just got Google Fi, and I'm paying for the unlimited international plan, which is not actually that much all told. So basically anywhere I go in the world, I have at least 3G data, and I can make phone calls with a single phone. I love it. It's so much less hassle just to have it with me. Some providers have international as part of the plan now. Yeah, I've heard that. I remember back in the day, it was so much of a pain to like activate that on your phone, and it's so expensive, and I know it's still expensive for the most part. It was a pain. Yeah, I just remember when I went to the Cook Islands a number of years ago, I couldn't get unlimited data. I had to buy a SIM card that had a set amount of data on it, and it almost ruined the trip for me because I rely on my phone a lot when I'm traveling. I'm always on my phone, whether it be Google Maps or whatever. And I think I could only get up to like a gig or two on the SIM, and then it would run out of data, and I would have to go back to the shop and buy another one. And I was like, this is actually the worst. Actually the worst thing ever. I heard that a while ago it was basically the same thing in New Zealand, where they didn't have unlimited plans for cell phones. You needed to pay per megabyte. Which is insane to me. I think it's different now, but as few as 10 years ago in New Zealand, it was very difficult to get cell phone data. Again, I don't think we have anyone from New Zealand in here that can but then again, it was also a thing for like tourists, right? It would be something that only a tourist would really run into. I'm trying to think what else. Anything else related or anything? Just thankful we have Wi-Fi and Messenger apps now that you can make calls through. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, remember long distance phone calls? Anyone remember? Pay. You remember? And then paying international direct dial was a nightmare. Oh god. I never had any real like international need to call like internationally growing up. Talking like 5 pounds a minute or something crazy. That's nuts. Yeah. Early Skype on dial-up. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to do Wi-Fi calling now, which is really, really nice. And it doesn't even make sense. It's not like data is a commodity. It's not like it's not like an internet provider is going to run out of packets to send. So I've never understood why we would like charge for that. I understand like you're using their infrastructure, right? I understand like you're using part of like a switch or whatever that they have is going to have only a certain amount of throughput at the same time, but that's based on the number of users generally, you know. It's greed. Yeah, pretty much. Hydrate and stretch. All right, how about this? I need to run to the bathroom anyway, so I think we're gonna switch over. We can still keep talking about this. I freaking love talking about all of this. Oh god. Okay, 11. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I guess we can just do all of this first. We're gonna do all of this. I'll do my squats. I'll do my stretch. I'll hydrate here. Gotta burn them calories. Yeah, that's true. All right, so let me stretch. Let me do the squats, and then I'm gonna switch over to the game. We can keep talking. Ugh. But I'll switch over to the game while we talk. All right, there's a stretch. Then we get 11 squats. All right, let's do 11 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. Here we go. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'm gonna refill my water, and I'm gonna turn Star Rail on. So I will be right back after this. It's been great talking to y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in a little bit. I'm back. That was quick. that was fast. Welcome in, Kardashian. Thank you so much for the resub. 14 months. Holy cow. That's crazy. Thank you. Welcome in. I hope your week is going well. All right, let me double check this. Should be fine. Okay, perfect. Then we can do this.